Hello everyone and welcome back to the Rambling Man podcast, and I am your host, the Rambling Man, and I am doing my second video of the day, and it's UFC 246 this weekend, the 18th of January, and I am just doing the main card for the moment, because if I try to do the whole card I'll be probably here till to the days of the fight. So I'm just going to do the quick fight matchups that, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, there's 5 on the main card, and the first one I'm going to do is Anthony Showtime Pettis versus Carlos Diego Ferreira, and Anthony Pettis is 22 wins, 9 losses and 0 draws, and Diego is 16 wins and 2 losses. The bookmakers have Anthony Pettis 15-8 and Diego Ferreira 4-11. Anthony Pettis' last 5 fights, he won 2, lost 3 and drew 0. He bet Stephen won it by Thompson, and that was at 170, and this fight now with Diego is at 155. So he fought at 170 against Stephen won it by Thompson, and he bet Michael Chiesa by submission. His losses in them 5 fights was Nate Diaz by decision at 170, Tony Ferguson corner stoppage at 155, and Dustin Poirier where he had a broken rib and Poirier had him in a body triangle, and he had a broken rib, so he just said, no, I'm not continuing the fight anymore, which is understandable. When you have a broken rib, you don't want to keep fighting. So he's also fought a flyweight twice. In 2016 he lost 1-1, and he lost to Max Holloway for the title, and he missed weight, and then he went back up to 155. Welterweight he's 1-1. He bet Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and he lost to Nate Diaz. He used to be the champion at 155 and a few years ago now, and now he's trying to go for, I don't know, he's just chopping and changing 155, then he got up to 170. I don't think he can find where he feels comfortable yet, but when he does, I think he'll be back to the best he was. And then Carlos Diego Ferreira's last 5 fights, he's won every single one. 3 decisions, 2 TKO losses. His last loss was in 2015 against Dustin Poirier. So they both have lost to the same person. He lost a TKO stoppage where he was a bit, I don't know, I watched the fight just there, just recapping a few fights from each one of them, and his hands weren't great. He was very sloppy. He was very, like he was trying to push the fight forward, but I think he needed to be a bit more relaxed. Just what I'm trying to see. I'm not an expert here or a coach, but I don't know, I think he should have bit more relaxed, a bit more calm, and I think that's why he hasn't lost since 2015. He probably changed just absolutely everything. More smoother now on the feet, more smoother on the ground now, and it's going to be a very, very good fight. But I am going to pick Anthony Pettis, and I think it's going to be a decision loss for Carlos Diego Ferreira. And if you don't know Anthony Pettis as well, just type in the Showtime kick, and it's the man who jumped off the cage and kicked Benson Henderson in the face. Then we into our next fight, and it's in the strawweight women's division, and it's Claudia Gadelha versus Alexa Grosso. Claudia Gadelha's record is 17 wins, 4 losses, 0 draws, and Alexa is 11 wins, 3 losses, and 0 draws. And the bookies have them both at 5-6. Claudia Gadelha's last 5 fights was 3 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Unbelievable on great BBJ has landed 42 strikes, accomplished every single fight, and 47% grappling exchanges. So she's good. She's kind of mixed of both. She's good on the feet and good on the ground, and has great takedown defense as well. So she could take you down and keep you on the feet. It's just she's always just that one step closer, one step back, and I think now she's going to be ready now. I think Joanna Jędrzejczyk is fighting for the title. I hope she loses again, and I think Claudia Gadelha could get to that title shot next, but she is ranked 6, so this would be a great fight for her. If she wins, it could put her right back into title contention. And then Alex Grosso is 11th in the division, so this is one to her to make her bounce up the rankings, to get her in maybe 1 or 2, maybe 2-3 fights more, and then she'll be getting a title shot. And she has 42% of striking, actually 50-50 grappling accuracy, but she's only done 2 attempts and landed 1. So this shows that she's standing up. She's a stand-up fighter. She's going to keep it on the feet, and that's why I think Claudia Gadelha is just going to get the fight down to the ground and just wear her out for the next 3 rounds. And Her last 5 fights were 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws. So I am putting my money on Claudia Gadelha, and I think she's going to win by decision. Next on from the heavyweight division, I can't even pronounce this man's name, Alexka Ovkin versus Marquise Greeny, and he has a very good nickname when he was doing kickboxing, and was the Pirate. So Alexei Olvik, in the last 5 fights he has 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws. He has a famous submission called the Ezekiel choke, where someone gets on you on mount, but he's letting them get on mount, and then he smothers you up, puts one arm across the back of the head, one arm across the neck, and he just squeezes while you're on top. It's a very rare submission to get caught by. You'd think he has 2 or 3 wins over that, and it's very, very, very rare. His last fights, he'd lost TKO and KO, so he's trying to bounce back now to get back into the run for the title, but he's 42 years old, so I don't think he only has a few time left. The heavyweight, that's old at heavyweight, and Marcus Greening is 33, and that's an average age for heavyweights. Heavyweights always last a very long time. Once they hit that kind of 40 mark is when they're start to get exposed a bit more. Just like Bigfoot Silva, Cain Velasquez, there's too many injuries on their bodies as well. Marcus Green is a southpaw, very good stand-up, very good left hand, very powerful, good with his kicks as well. All his wins by no, that's not right, sorry about that. His last 5 fights was 3 wins, 2 losses, and I think he is going to win this fight first round KO, Marcus Green, and the odds for that is AO is 11-10 and Marcus Green is 4-6. So my money on is Marcus Green because of his stand up, and I think he's going to get the job done in round 1. Next we have Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington, number 3 in the flyweight and number 5 for Raquel. This is basically, you can't really give Holly Holm another title shot because she got brutally knocked out by Amanda Nunes, and Raquel Pennington also lost to Amanda Nunes. And Holly Holm is 12 wins, 5 losses. Raquel Pennington is 10 wins, 7 losses. Holly Holm is 4-6 and Raquel Pennington is 11-10. Holly Holm's last 5 fights was 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws. Fights at 145 and 135. Won the title off Ronda Rousey with that beautiful head kick that shocked the world in Australia, and what a fight to look back at, to look at that from what really is striking is all about, and then the standards now has gone even higher and higher and higher, because when she won the title she lost it to Miesha Tate, and then when she had the title she lost it straight away to Amanda Nunes, and Amanda Nunes now it's a double champion. She's been there for a very long time, and I just don't see anyone else. I thought Amanda Martin could have done it, but there's just no one out there I see that's going to stop her at the moment. Anyway, back to the fight. She has probably one of the best left high kicks you'll ever see in your life. She's knocked constant highlight reels of her knocking women out with that high kick, and it's just devastating. It's so quick and snappy, it's just like a rope. It just whip back straight away and you're on the floor, and that's it, it's all over then. So that's what, and Holly Holm is a bit taller than Raquel Pennington, so it's going to be so much easier for her to reach her leg, they go up to them, they hit them kicks. Raquel Pennington, her last fights was 3 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws. Has a very, very mental win where she got a woman in the UFC. I think it was, in the UFC. She got a woman in a bulldog headlock, and while she was squeezing her, all the blood was pouring out of the woman's head because she had a cut on her head, and it's just gruesome to look at, and just shows you that the women's, it's just like the men. It's gruesome from minute 1, minute 2. There's always going to be fights, they're going to, like, every fight can't be a super fight, but the men and women put it together. They're really they're really putting up the strides now. I remember when I was first back, it was just Ronda Rousey dominating everything. Now you can't even really predict what's going on. The only person you can predict is Amanda Nunes. And the thing is, though, Holly Holm has lost to Miesha Tate, but Raquel Pennington bet Miesha Tate. See, that's how much the thing is, and they both lost to Amanda Nunes. So it's going to be a very, very tough fight. They both lost to a man, and they both lost to the Mandarin, and they both fought on a man that bet the Mandarin 2 times now. So just shows you how dominant Amanda Nunes really is. And I am going with Holly Holm by decision. Next is the big one, Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Probably the biggest fight start of the year now. This is a fan favourite. Everyone wants to see this. McGregor's record is 20 wins, 4 losses, 0 draws. With Cowboy with 36 wins, 13 losses and 0 draws and 1 no contest. The bookies have Conor the favourite at 1-3 and Cerrone at 9-4. Conor's last 5 fights, I'm not including Floyd Mayweather, I'm just including MMA, is 3 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws. He bet Eddie Alvarez by KO, Nate Diaz by decision, and Jose Aldo with that 13-second knockout. His 2 losses there are subs. One to Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's probably one of the best 155ers of all time, and then Nate Diaz, he lost his submission with that but got the win back. How can Conor McGregor win? He has to come out quick and fast, because I know Cerrone is a very slow starter, so he needs to get on him straight away. But be more methodical, be more calm, or be kind of like a surgeon, just piecing him apart, slipping in and out, getting out of his range, getting out of his kicks. But don't let Cowboy settle. Once you let Cowboy settle and let him get his strikes off and his punches and his kicks, then it's big trouble for there on out. But if he can keep up the pressure, keep up the pace, and just keep on him and on him and on him. But the thing is, with McGregor, his gas tank isn't the best. So, well, he is and it isn't. I really want to see again, because he hasn't fought in a while. I actually want to see another fight where he's testing his gas tank, and I think this could be it, because if McGregor can't get Cowboy out in the first 2-3 rounds, it's going to be a big uphill battle for him. I think I think he's going to go for the body most, because that's where Cowboy's weakness is, in his body. He doesn't have, it's not a rubber chin not a glass chin he has, it's his body. He's very bad at protecting himself with the body. If you go look back at previous fights, he even said in one of his interviews, I don't have a bad chin, I have a bad body. So I think McGregor's going the first round, he's going to go for the body, go for the legs, just what he did to Nate Diaz. And then I think in the second round, I think the left-handed death is just going to come out and do the job in the second round. And that's how Conor, I think, is going to win. But I'm still going to go by Cowboy. Cowboy's last 5 fights, 3 wins, 2 losses. He's fought in everywhere. He's fought at 155, 170. He's fought Mike Perry, Alexander Hernandez. Mike Perry and he TKO'd Alex Hernandez, and then he also bet Eli Quinta by decision. His 2 losses is Justin Gaethje TKO and Tony Ferguson by Dr. Stoppage with his eye, and I remember that eye, Jesus, that eye was like a golf ball. How he's going to win the fight is he has great cardio, great stand-up, smooth with his striking, great BBJ when he gets you on the ground. He probably one of the best fighters to not have a title. If he had a title and he was a champion, I think the UFC would have been even bigger and bigger. But sadly enough, he doesn't, and I wish he actually did win a title. I think if he survives the first 2-3 rounds with McGregor, keeps his distance, moves side to side, throws a few kicks here and there, just to keep McGregor away from him a bit, and then if he puts him on the fence, grinds him down, gets him into tight clinch, get him against the fence, get him to the ground, just wear and tear, and don't even put a lot of power in him, just rough him up a bit. And then if he does that, I think in the 4th or 5th round he'd take him down and submission him, and that's how I think Cowboy can win. And then my overall prediction is a Conor McGregor second round TKO, and I hope all this information is very good for you. I really enjoyed doing it, and I'm probably going to keep it up when for the next UFC event and the next boxing events that I appreciate and want to watch and like the card and like people on it. And I hope everyone enjoyed that, and I have calculated my betting, so all the people I have there now that I'm I'll show you now. The only way this is going to be worth your while, if you put €20 on and you will win €390 return. If you go with my prediction there, that's how much your return will be. And I hope I see you all in the next episode today, and I'm going to do just random video, just me talking about absolutely nonsense and rambling on as usual. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you all there. Bye bye.